back to my channel. So it is December. It is finally the month of December. I had a little bit of a rough reading month in November. I was really starting to get into a reading slump. I really did not know what I was in the mood to read. So honestly, I wasn't able to read a ton in November. And then obviously I did Bookmas. So then I was making a ton of videos, editing a ton of videos, and I just didn't have as much time. So luckily now I am done filming and editing and uploading all of my Bookmas videos. So they're not all out yet at the time that I'm recording this, but they are all done and uploaded, which feels really good to be done with in the beginning of December. And yeah, a lot of my videos were pre-recorded. Obviously, it's kind of the only way that I can upload 12 videos in 12 days. So luckily I'm done videoing all of those and editing those. So now I get to keep vlogging and making videos just for fun and with whatever I want to do. And so I was thinking for today, I want to do a reading vlog of reading books like Sara and Destiny. So if you guys typically watch BookTube, Sara Carrolli and Destiny Sidwell are both very popular on BookTube and BookTok and Bookstagram, all of the bookish communities on each of the platforms. And honestly, I read a ton of the same books as them. And so it was actually kind of hard to pick books like this because I was like, man, like all of their favorite books are also my favorite books. But I did come up with some good ones that they've like more recently talked about that I have not read yet. So we are going to do a video of reading books like Sara and Destiny. So this is just going to be a really fun reading vlog. And honestly, I think I want to get the audiobook for the first one and see if, because I really have some stuff that I could be doing around the house. I really need to do the dishes and some laundry. And I just got some groceries yesterday, so I want to make some breakfast, and yeah, that's pretty much the start of it. Okay guys, so I have decided the first book that I'm going to read, and this is one recommended by Destiny. So that is Dinner for Vampires. This book was, I think, November's book of the month. Yeah, it was November's book of the month pick. And Destiny read this, and she actually said that this was one of those books that she would have never picked it up if not for book of the month, but that she was so thankful that she did because she really enjoyed it and it was a great read. And so I'm going to read Dinner for Vampires first. Today is now Wednesday, so I started the vlog yesterday as well as Dinner for Vampires. This book was, just a little recap, this is one of Destiny's recommended books, and this is about an actress that found herself in a cult eventually. And it kind of tells the whole story about how she ended up in a cult, how she didn't know that it was a cult, and what she did about it. And I started this yesterday, and honestly, once I started it, I realized just how quick it was going. I also was listening to the audiobook, and the audiobook is actually narrated by Bethany Joy Lenz. And so that was very, very cool. I loved actually like hearing her tell the story. It was almost like just like listening to a friend like on the phone or something, telling you the story of like her life and everything that she had been through, and just, yeah, everything. It was so cool, and I did finish this book today. So I am going to rate this book probably like a 4, maybe even a 4.5 star. I don't typically read memoirs or biographies, like both genres. I feel like I don't tend to like lean towards, but the last couple that I have read, I've really enjoyed. And so this one and I'm sorry my mom died, or I'm not sorry my mom died, whatever, Jeanette McCurdy's memoir, that one and this one, I both feel like they really caused me to want to get more into memoirs. And I don't know, this was just honestly really good, extremely enjoyable, and a very fast-paced read. I felt like it kind of had me hooked from the very beginning, like and I didn't really know much about it other than that it was about her being in a cult. And so I feel like even not really knowing much, getting into the beginning and just hearing her story kind of start to finish was just very interesting to me, and it was super intriguing. And so I really did not want to put it down, and I ended up finishing this book in like a 24-hour period of time. Pretty sure I started this book yesterday around 11 or 12 o'clock and literally finished it today around 11 or 12 o'clock. So it's like one 24-hour period, and I had this book down. This was so good, very bingeable, just really enjoyable. I really liked this book. So that leads me into the next book that I'm reading, and I want to alternate back and forth. So this next one is one of Sara Carrolli's recommended books, and that is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. So people who watch Sara Carrolli know that in the last couple of years, she started reading Alice Feeney books, and every single one she has rated very highly, and all of her reviews on them are just like, she cannot stop raving and ranting about how much she loves this author. And so I went on Goodreads and I tried to look for her highest rated one of like the 4 or 5 that she has read recently. Because her newest book, Alice Feeney has a newer book coming out, I think this month. And so I was thinking about reading that one, but then I was like, no, I really want to read a book that Sara Carrolli has already read and like rated very highly. So this one, Rock, Paper, Scissors, she gave a 5-star. And so it seemed that she really liked this one, and it also takes place in the winter time, so it's really hard to see on my Kindle, but the cover is like a snowy forest, like it's just snowy trees in a forest. And I felt like that was kind of perfect timing because it's winter now and it's been snowing pretty much nonstop. So I just feel like this is the perfect time for a winter mystery. And so I did start this one already. So it's been a couple hours. I started this a little bit ago. So I'm about 20% into the book. And we do have something to go to later tonight. So I'm going to see how much of this I can read in the next hour or two. And then I will update you guys later. So this is my current read. And yeah. Oh, I am enjoying it so far, just so you guys know. what the heck was that? That was wild. That was so fun. First of all, I literally, as you guys see, I literally read that entire book today. So that was extremely entertaining and very quick and really fun. I'm still like kind of shocked over some of the puzzle pieces. Like, so there was a part, this is not going to have any spoilers, but there was like a part towards the end that like slowly things start to get revealed. So you get like the biggest first reveal where you kind of learn in really important things about the two main characters. And in that reveal, I was just slightly, like I was definitely slightly shocked. But then there were like little things that trickled in here and there, and like little things that I started to piece together as after we got that like first really big plot twist. But the last one got me. The last one totally caught me off guard. There was a huge like plot point that I did not see coming. Like I just am so shocked. And the plot point that I'm talking about, I'm not going to say what it is, but it was in Adam's last chapter. So that is all I will say for the people who have read the book. And for the people who haven't, that means nothing to you. So, but that was really crazy. And I loved that, like, there were some parts that were kind of predictable to me, and then there were other parts that just completely shocked me, because I feel like, I don't know, that was just really enjoyable, and I really liked that. I would probably rate that a 4.5. That was really, really fun. And honestly, the only other Alice Feeney book I've ever read was Daisy Darker. And I really loved Daisy Darker. I read that a year or two ago in the fall. I just can't remember what year, but I don't know. It was like right in the fall time, and it was exactly what I was like hoping for. It was like the perfect clue mystery type read. Like if you love the classic whodunit, like that was the perfect read. And then this time around, Rock, Paper, Scissors was so perfect because it's now the beginning of winter and we've had a ton of snow. And so it was just like the perfect winter mystery. Like it was just a really, really great winter read. So I'm very happy about that. And now I have to go pick the third book that I'm going to do for this video. Hi guys, it is now the next morning, and I just wanted to update you guys. So last you saw, I was finishing the last book that I read, which was Rock, Paper, Scissors, and I was picking my next book that I was going to read for this video, and I did pick which book I'm reading, and that is, it's going to be one, honestly, both Sarah and Destiny have read this book. And well, it's technically a series, so they've read this series, and they both love it and they talk about it a lot. But specifically Destiny, she did a reading vlog reading the second book, I think, and she was just talking about how much she did not expect to love this series but actually did, and that is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. So I tried to read the Chestnut Springs series. I read like 2 or 3 of the books in that series, and I don't know why, but I had a really hard time with it, and I just could not really get into it. And so I really wanted to give Elsie Silver another chance with a different series to kind of just start off fresh. And because Sarah and Destiny both really liked this series, I really wanted to jump into it. Destiny talked about the second book a lot, and she said that she really enjoyed it, so I'm super excited. I am already actually 11 chapters in, so I'm on page 103, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, so yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Now I want to go make some sort of like breakfast, maybe even a smoothie. I'm not really sure, so, and then I'm gonna continue to read this. Hi guys, I just wanted to give a brief update. So I've been listening to the audiobook while I wrap a bunch of presents, and then I wanted to just tidy up a little bit, and then I'm pretty much ready to just sit down the rest of the night and read my book. So I'm on chapter 27, which is 256 pages into the book. And I'm really enjoying this right now, which is like, this is how much I've read right here, and then this is all that's left. So I've read over half of the book so far, and I'm definitely very much enjoying it. This is my favorite Elsie Silver that I've read so far to date. So that's very exciting, and I'm so excited to finish this one and now have another one to read. I'm definitely going to want to read Wild Eyes, like, pretty quickly after I finish this one, because I'm really, really enjoying this one. So yeah, that's a little update right now. So I will update you guys as I continue to read. Hi guys, so it is much, much later. It is now 11:30 at night, and I've been reading for the last couple hours, maybe the last two and a half hours ish. And I did finish Wild Eyes tonight, which I was very excited about. That is another book down, and honestly, this was probably another 4-star. This one was very, very enjoyable. I pretty much loved every second of this one. I thought it was super enjoyable, very fast paced. It looks thicker than it actually is, because I feel like the font is pretty big and pretty spaced out, so it didn't actually take as long as I kind of expected it to, I guess. I definitely have had it in my head that this was going to take me longer than it did, but like I said, I really, really enjoyed this one. I absolutely loved reading it. I think that this was a really great book. I'm super glad and happy about that, because Elsie Silver, as I said earlier, I have read a couple of her other books and I didn't love them as much, so this is definitely my favorite Elsie Silver book that I've read to date, so I'm very, very excited about that. And now I want to tell you guys about my last book in this vlog, and this will come as no surprise to anyone, and that is Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. Again, the Magnolia Parks is another series that both Destiny and Sarah both really, really love, and they talk about it all the time. But I kind of picked this more leaning towards one that Sarah recommends, just because I tried to have 2 from each, but obviously their taste is very similar. So it's definitely a book that both of them have read and liked. They both love this series, but I don't know how they felt about each book individually, because they kind of follow different characters. But I recently just read Magnolia Parks, so I will now be moving on to Daisy Hates as the last book in this video. So yeah, this is my next pick. Hi guys, good morning. Today is now Saturday morning, and I just woke up, so honestly we have had a really slow morning. It's already 10 o'clock, which is just not typically like me. Even on weekends I usually get up a little bit earlier, but I did have something to go to last night, so I don't know if that just... I tried so hard when I got home last night. I tried to read as much of Daisy Hates as I could. I was literally laying in bed I should at least get another 100 pages down, which I don't know when the last time I really updated you guys was, but I am like 283 pages in. So I'm over halfway through. There are, let's see, 494 pages. So I still have about 200 pages left, just over 200. And my audiobook says I have a few hours left. So like, I think 2.5 hours. That's not on one speed. I do listen a little bit faster. But yeah, so I have a couple hours before I'm done with this book, and honestly, I would really love to finish it today. I don't want to, like drag it out. This one has actually taken me the longest so far. But I was also busier these last couple days than I was in the beginning of the week. So far we've read 3 books. This is book number 4, in 5 days. So that's still pretty good. I mean, that's still like really quickly, but yeah, so that is just a little update. I also meant to tell you guys that yesterday when we went to Target, I didn't vlog anything in Target, but I wanted to tell you that in the little like spot section, that first section when you walk in the door, it's like a little Five Below area, they had the cutest little section for readers. You could definitely tell they were reaching the right like group of people that come to Target, because there was this little section and it was like Kindle cases and Kindle holders, like the little clamp holders that clamp to your nightstand and then hold your Kindle. They had candles, tea infusers, bookmarks. It was honestly so cute. I definitely had to get one of the candles, and I got this little matcha rose latte candle because honestly I love matcha, and this was my favorite scent of them. They had like coffee and matcha and something else, but the matcha one was my favorite, and I just love it. Has like a little, like, this is rubber, has like a little rubber lid that looks like a to-go cup, and I just thought this was literally the cutest little thing that they had over there. But honestly, definitely run to Target if you were wanting any of that like reader stuff, because it was all really, really cute. I did end up getting one of the Kindle holder clamps too, because I felt like that is just something I've looked at for a long time, and they had them there for $5. So yeah, that's all. I am now on page 352, so I just got to chapter 55 of Daisy Hates, and I'm very quickly realizing that Jessa Hastings is like the queen of third act breakups, because, well, obviously she did it in Magnolia Parks, as well as we're getting to like the same thing with Daisy Hates, and I just feel like that isn't my favorite trope. That's like one of my least favorite tropes used in romance, and I'm wondering if that's why the series, just one of the reasons why the series so far just is not one of my favorites. But I feel like I could see how I'm definitely going to keep reading, like, even after this book. I really want to just read the whole series, because I feel like I could see how there'd be so much character development from the first books, like Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates, onto like the next couple books. I feel like with some really good character development and relationship building, I could see how this series would be really good towards the end. But as of right now, I'm still really struggling to like really feel super attached. As of right now, I still am not feeling like completely attached to these characters. But now I'm gonna try to go finish the last little bit of this book. Okay guys, it is finally time. So This vlog took a total of 5 days. It's Saturday afternoon, so I spent most of the morning finishing Daisy Hates. And this was the final book in this vlog. And so let me just give my thoughts on Daisy Hates for a minute, and then I'll talk about like all of them. So I feel like the Magnolia Parks like universe I've had a little bit of a hard time getting into. So I started the first Magnolia Parks book back in June, I believe, and I ended up soft DNFing it and deciding that I would come back and I would pick it back up later on, but that it just was not what I was expecting. And that's always really hard for me if I'm expecting a book to be one way and then it ends up being very different from what I was expecting. It's just really hard. So I just took a break and I was like, I'll come back when I'm actually ready for this type of story. And so last month I picked Magnolia Parks back up, now knowing fully what to expect, and I did enjoy it a lot more than I did the first time I tried, but it still wasn't like one of my all-time favorite books. But I've heard from a lot of people who have read the series that it gets better like through each book, especially towards the end. I've heard a lot of people say that like the final book, Into the Dark, is their favorite book of the whole series. So I feel like there's a lot of potential. There's 5 books in the series, so I really like to give a series a really, really solid chance before I just say like this isn't for me. So I'm definitely going to finish this series, or to continue on with the series, I should say. I'm definitely going to pick up book 3, and I will give book 3 a shot. I think that I definitely enjoyed Daisy Hates more than I liked the first book, Magnolia Parks, and honestly I think I'm a Daisy girl. I think if I had to choose between the two characters so far, I'm really liking Daisy. I like her side, and yeah, I don't really know. I just really, really enjoyed reading like from Daisy's side, and like I really like Julian, and I don't know, I just liked these characters I think a little bit better than the like first book. Not that the characters are completely different, they're the same universe, but you know, it's just a little bit different. So I really enjoyed Daisy Hates a lot more than Magnolia Parks. So with that being said, I feel like I'm gonna get a little bit like nitpicky here with my rating and review of this, because I feel like if I compare this to other romance books, it's really hard because I would rate it a little bit lower. But if I'm comparing it to the first Magnolia book, which I think I rated a 3 or a 3.5, it's still higher than that. So I feel like I'm sitting somewhere with like a 3.75 or a 4-star, like right around there is how I'm feeling with this book, which is like so extra. And I feel like I would just bump it up and give it a 4-star, but I just feel like on here, this is where I talk about my feelings. And so I'm really feeling like it's not quite comparable to some of the other 4-star romances I've read, but in the Magnolia Parks universe, I like this a little bit more than the first book. So I'd give it like somewhere around there, but I'll probably just bump it up and call it a 4-star because it was good. It was enjoyable. I feel like these books, like something about the printing of these, they don't look that long, like especially compared to, this is Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, and then this is Daisy Hates, and I feel like they either look the same or Wild Eyes looks just a little bit thicker, but this one was so much longer. Like I don't know if it's that it's got like, I mean, there's like very little spacing between the lines and stuff. So this book actually took a lot longer than expected, which is totally fine, but I just kind of expected it to be as quick as Wild Love was, and I feel like it wasn't, but that's totally fine. That's just me being nitpicky. But like I said, I'm definitely going to continue this series. I'm going to move on to the 3rd book. And honestly, I think in 2025, I definitely want to finish the whole Magnolia Parks series, universe, all of them. I want to finish all 5 books. because I gotta know what everybody's talking about. I have to know. So that is my feelings on Daisy Hates, and honestly, this was a very successful reading vlog. I had basically all 4-star and above reads, so Daisy Hates was the lowest of all of these books, but honestly, these two were probably like a 4.5, maybe even closer to a 5-star for me. Like, these two were so good. And then I also read Alice Feeney's Rock, Paper, Scissors. I don't have that physically. I have that on my Kindle. But that was also like a 4.5 or possibly even higher. Like, I really, really enjoyed all 4 of these books that I read in this reading vlog. I feel like I found some good favorites, and I have not stopped talking about this book since Tuesday. And I got my sister to pick up this book and read this because it just was so good. I loved it, and I can't stop thinking about it. So yeah, that's something. So thank you guys so much for watching this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did, because this was so fun and definitely a really fun reading vlog idea. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.